situation, then we have to sort of do everything possible to find ways to see how we can, reveal the things that needs to be revealed. We have to just come up with the right stuff, because the book is actually there for a reason, but that reason is what we have a problem with. That's what I'm having a problem with. If let's say I choose this path of the book of Christianity or Islam or Muslim or Judaism, I don't need to follow something else. I have to follow the book. I have to follow the rules and regulations. I have to follow what it says to the letter, not outside of the letter. But I have different norms, I have different beliefs practically in which I have to do. Then I am not following this book. And if I'm not following these words or following this guide, what am I doing? Who am I then? That is what I'm trying to put forth. Sometimes I experience forgetfulness beyond my control. Sometimes, yes, truly, I keep forgetting things beyond my control. And I hope it will not be so most of the time as we put this video through. Who knows where the strength comes from? Who knows how all that we care or I care about is at the end of the day being able to sort of bring some understanding to what I need to prevent or what I need to prevent from happening. Because I spend my life also knowing that these are things that I want to do, these are things I can do, this is what I cannot do, this, and realizing that you can't just do it just because you'll be mocked at, you'll be ridiculed by the same very people who are claiming they are of the same faith or the same background or the same culture or religion, may ridicule you, whether they've read or they've gone through it to find out the facts of matters. No. So this video becomes necessary, becomes required to be put out there to say, okay guys, you haven't been doing this, do that then, and after you do that, you tend to really agree with what I have to say. Now you also will be very moderate to your life. It doesn't mean this lifestyle that we have is wrong or right. No. There's nothing wrong with this lifestyle. Nobody have anything against them. But whereby we bring culture and religion into place, then it becomes a right requirement for us to do everything we can that we sort of merge with what we say and what we're doing. Because whatever the culture or the religion is, it is about practice. It's about way of life. That's what religion is about. That's what culture is about, a way of life. If we say this is a way of life and it is from the source of life, and yet we don't follow through, then we are in a very sickening state of life, which need to be looked carefully, because how can it be? How can it? It just isn't right. It just isn't right. It's common sense should tell us that it is not right, that we spend our time doing something different from what we are supposed to do. But as I said, that is mostly the situation. I keep myself to myself of not being able to act or move in certain directions or certain way of life, because you can easily be mocked out of that. And first, I have also not been able to find it proven. I have not found this to be proven. The Bible, the Quran, all these books to be proven as something authentically coming from what? the Creator, an Almighty God who is responsible for everybody. Is responsible for everything. If that has been established, then I probably won't give a damn about what others may say or think. I'll, I'll have the right way of life that I need to go through. In fact, I would have wished that Almighty God Himself will let us have the true way of life by His own genius power, making us do the right thing without us putting any effort to these things. So we become what we're supposed to be, and not necessarily us believing that we have our independent right to do what we want. We have been given a self-will to act the way we want to do. But you can't do as you want, even though you have your will to do whatever you want. You can't. These are real issues we're talking about here in this life. You can't just do anything that you want to do. You just pick yourself out there and say, okay, I want to go there and sleep with this person, or I want to go there and pick these things up because I want it as mine. People would have gone wayward, and that's in a way in this society and how things that people would normally think of it as you going wayward, and that cannot be accepted in any society or in any regards as far as the human race is concerned. If we have chosen something, whether it's been written or not, we have believed that is a way of life which is acceptable, which is better than whatever way, then that is what we follow through. And so you cannot be there and be different. So you accept what the way of life is about. You accept that you move on, even if you cannot engage yourself in that way. At least be there, and do not do something that is different from what is accepted or the norm that is being seen to be the situation where people are find themselves, engaging or doing things in that manner, following the norms of life. You have to be that. You have to follow through that. If you're not, then you drop out of that situation. You have to make sure that you have to be ready for, not just you're dropping off, ready for the ridiculing and the sort of negative reactions that will come towards you, because people deeply, sincerely accept whichever the state of way of life has become in the current situation, and you cannot make it different unless you feed the right information and you prove it. You feed the right information and you prove it with facts that is backing what you are saying. Then the way of mind, the people's mind will be changed. And that is what this is about. Everything I quote, everything I revealed, if I cannot quote by verbally, or let's say cannot quote it mentally, without any checking or anything, I looked into it, I have it there, I reflect them to you. Before I begin most of the things, and most of the videos, you see it clearly being pointed out to you or shown to you where it is. If you're lazy and you cannot look for it yourself, or you don't have the book, it's there that you can even scroll close to you, and then you can see it, read it from what I probably will show to you. So it is there. It's not because I'm making it up, it is there. Now, it is there as plain, written, straightforward words. But what is it that I'm explaining it to you clearly, compared with other statements, for you to know that even though it's there, it's not making sense. Even though it's there, it is not establishing the way of life that it's supposed to establish, or we don't see it reflecting in our life. And what then will be the reason for it to be respected or being regarded as being what is meant to be? So it's like the book is there for others to read, it's there for that means, but it is not applicable in our life. The same thing with all the books, actually, all religious books. Others will say that it's not easy, but God has given us a chance. We cannot follow through, we can abide by it, but still, we have to hold on to it. As how do you hold on to it? It's not just for the fun of it, but deep down with all the leaders and those who stand by it today even agree and accept that it is not necessarily word of God, and it's not something that they have to allow others or put people into that kind of. And you don't have to put anybody to anything, as they used to do before. People were forced to sort of get into this kind of belief. It was a waste of time and human effort and human embarrassment and all that. It wasn't necessary for people to go through all those frustrations